Okay, so as we started last week, which I know it feels like we've been away from school forever, at least it does for me. I'm going to remind you a little bit of what we started, right? We're looking at exploration. So we're introduced to it through that movie that we watched, right? Guns, Germs, and Steel, to look at how exploration affects different societies. And so that's what we're going to be spending our time this unit on, is really looking at like the effect of exploration. So we want to focus on not so much who did the exploring, right, which is important for sure, but we also want to focus on the effect it has on others, okay? So there's some major concepts that we need to be sure of and understand as we go through this unit of exploration. And so up here we have the own the terms. And the OTT, okay, for this unit, I picked 10 key words that really help us understand the age of exploration, okay? But I want you to go further than just memorizing these terms, as sometimes we do, right? So if we look at like Renaissance and Reformation had tons of terms, and a lot of it we just tried to memorize. But for this unit, we really want to make sure, as it implies, that you're owning the term, that you're understanding not only what the term is, but how it affects or connects to the age of exploration, right? So if you look up at this list, the age of exploration, I picked European exploration, colonization, imperialism, mercantilism, capitalism, free market economy, agricultural revolution, Columbian exchange, transatlantic slave trade, and Middle Passage. Okay, so these are 10 terms that when I looked at the age of exploration, I think it's really key to understanding these in order to understand why this unit matters. Okay, now this PowerPoint that I'm showing you is already in your Hapara folder. Okay, so maybe some of you saw it in there if you checked this morning, and it's titled OTT Age of Exploration. Okay, so what I'm going to show you you're doing is already in your folder. Okay. So when you look at this list, there's probably several terms on there that you know and recognize. Would you say there are? Yeah? So which ones are you like, oh, I know what that is already? Yeah, Zach. Colonization. Okay. So what do you know about colonization? You form colonies. Sure. So he just did what? He did what to the term? He owned it? I don't think so. What did he do? He defined it. He restated a definition, right? If we looked at if Zach actually owns that definition, he didn't own it, right? So we're going to get there, though. We're going to get there, okay? So here's what you're going to do, Zach, and everyone else. So, and do you remember we kind of looked at this early on in the beginning of last semester, okay? And we get to really understand how the term helps us, relate to this age of exploration. So you are going to do the same that you've done before. Okay, so just a refresher in case you forgot. You're going to do what Zach did first and define the term. Okay, this is what you guys love to do anyway. Open up a book, open up a dictionary, and copy the exact definition, right? Harsh is like, I love that. I love just copying someone else's words, right? Okay, so that's okay for that step, right? I want you to have a formal definition. Okay, you don't have to put it into your own words yet, right? It should sound like a book definition would be, okay? But I warn you, okay, of caution here, word of caution, when you are picking a term out of the dictionary, or another thing you love to do, just randomly Google it, okay, what do you want to make sure you're doing? You're picking what kind of definition? One that you understand. Well, maybe, right? It's helpful if you do, right? But one that what?
The one that connects to European exploration.
Bingo, right? The one that connects to the age of exploration, the one that connects to European exploration, okay? So you want to make sure that you're not picking something, as you might be aware of, there's vocab words that have like several definitions, right? You want to pick one that connects back to what we're learning right now, okay? Okay. Then you go to the harder step, in your own words, right? What in your own words is European exploration, okay? If you were to take this complex book definition and you're going to explain it in your own way, okay, what would you say? That's what you want to put in that spot, okay? Does that make sense? Yes? Anyone confused so far? No? All right. And then this is what I think really helps you own it. So this is what Zach, if he was going to own the term, right, this helps here. This step does too, right? Because you're taking not just like memorizing a book definition, but you're really thinking about what it means, okay? And then the sentence. Now here's the thing. I am going to be, nitpicky when I grade this. Your sentence must connect to what? There we go, right? The age of exploration and European exploration. So you can't come up with a sentence that just includes the word and think that that's good enough. It has to connect to the topic and the word, the term, okay? And then the last one is an image. And again, what do you think I want that image to do? There we go. Carrie's seeing a trend, right? To connect to both the age of exploration as well as European exploration, okay? This is how you then go and own it, right? You're going beyond just memorizing what the definition is, but seeing if you can explain it in your own words, if you can create a sentence, okay? And then that image, right? And do you remember what we did with the terms last time? At the end? No? You have, yes, you're going to bring these words eventually together, right, to understand the age of exploration. And I'll explain how you're going to do that a little bit later, okay? So you have colonization, imperialism. I already put the terms in there for you, so you don't have to recopy the slides, and it's easy just to type into those boxes, okay? Mercantilism, right, and so on, okay? So the last thing gives you a little heads up, right, as to what you'll be doing with this. So eventually, okay, in class, you're going to have a free write that you're going to do without any notes, okay, and you are going to pick 7 of these 10 terms to explain the age of exploration, okay? And you can't just recopy and rewrite the definition. You need to make sure that you're really doing the owning, right, that it's clear at how you're understanding. Okay?